Hello. The makeup assignment I'm completing is 8.3 discussion, guest presentation by Jason Greenberger. The current event at hand is titled Saudi Arabia, Freedom in the World of 2022. Saudi Arabia is currently ruled by an absolute monarch with the king in charge of the government and state, and is an extremely oppressive ruler. There is a long line of corruption and misconduct in the higher ups of government that has been going on for quite some time. The people of Saudi Arabia are forced to be Muslim by law, with Islam as the only acceptable religion. Those who try to practice any other religion face incredible adversity and persecution, with charges of up to 20 years in prison if caught. There are no formal elections for the king's successor, and the government exercises extreme control over most aspects of society, from the control of the media to the restriction of religious and even academic freedom, among many other restrictions that they impose on their citizens. The Saudi rulers use religion in order to maintain control over their people. Religion, similar to Iran, is such a massive part of society, with it being integrated into everyday life. This ties into one of Marx's main critiques on religion. Elites are using religion to gain control and give themselves a sense of legitimacy for their privileges. They exploit the religion for personal gain, to have the people fall in line, so to say, or act in accordance to a certain agenda. They also use the economy in a similar fashion, which ties into Karl Marx's ideas. The economy, in his eyes, is seen as the fundamental base in society. And with a very profitable economy, due to their high exports of oil, they are able to maintain so much control because of economic profits. Their massive oil reserves, which they force people to work at with very poor working conditions, are not able to get much help from outside sources because of the control the government holds. By making religion so prominent and a part of everyday life, the Saudi Arabian government is able to keep this hold on its citizens. Karl Marx believed that religion actually disempowers protests, saying that the more of himself man gives to God, the less he has left in himself. This idea, in fact, plays into what is happening in Saudi Arabia. Since the people are so devoted to their religious beliefs. They are giving so much time and so much effort into that aspect of their life that they just fall in line with the government with no real way out. They are so focused on the otherworldly aspect that they don't think to change the one they are currently in. The government also plays into his idea of using the 5 problem of evil to make hardships seem as though they have no control over the situations they are facing. Saudi Arabia's absolute monarchy restricts almost all political rights and civil liberties. No officials at the national level are elected. The regime relies on pervasive surveillance, the criminalization of dissent, appeals to the sectarianism and ethnicity, and public spending supported by oil revenues to maintain power. Women and religious minorities face extensive discrimination in law and in practice. Working conditions for the large expatriate labor force are also often exploitive. The 1992 Basic Law declares that the Quran and the Sunnah are the country's constitution. Islam is the official religion, and all Saudis are required by law to be Muslim. A 2014 royal decree punishes atheism with up to 20 years in prison. The government prohibits the public practice of any religion other than Islam and restricts the religious practices of Shiites and of those who practice Sufism. The construction of Shiite mosques is constrained through licensing rules and prohibited outside of Eastern Province, where most Shiites live. Although the government recognizes the right of non-Muslims to worship in private, it does not always respect this right in practice. The government exercises significant influence over Muslim clerics, both officially appointed figures who depend on government patronage and independent religious scholars who need a measure of official goodwill to function openly, appear on television, and avoid penalties. Online commentary that touches on religion can be harshly punished. Religious persecution is very prominent in Saudi Arabia. In order to maintain control, they use factors like this to maintain control over the population and to force them to act in accordance with their law and use religion as a way to do so. They also restrict academic freedom, and informers monitor classrooms for compliance with curriculum rules, including a ban on teaching secular philosophy and religions other than Islam. Despite changes to textbooks in recent years, intolerance in the classroom remains a significant problem, as some educators continue to espouse discriminatory and hateful views of non-Muslims and Muslims minority sects. Saudi Arabia needs to change their ways and allow freedoms.